Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram. Saganavavadu Saganopunattu Sakaviryam Karavavagai Tejasvina Vadidamastuma Vatvishavage. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sarirasya Chavaityakena Yopakarotam Prabharam Munina Patanjali Mahamadosmi. Good morning. So by the grace of God, I think we spent 29 weeks to go through the Patanjali's Samadhi Padam. He has said whatever needs to be said in that part 1. But then why does he say the part 2 and part 3 and part 4? That's a question that we need to find answers for. But also we are pretty lucky because, we have been doing this for quite some time with the Bhagavad Gita recitation and understanding the meaning of Gita. Because Gita is the Yoga Shastram, Dharma Shastram, Jnana Shastram, Karma Shastram. So it has got everything in that. So we are doubly lucky to contemplate on both the scriptures. But here we are getting into the Sadhana Pada. And the reason for that we should know, because in the first part, Patanjali has given us the yoga means chitta vritti nirodha in Patanjali's term, because this is yoga has got a very loaded word. There are so many different meanings, but here the context is chitta vritti nirodham. And then he explained everything, samadhis and all the benefits that you get through. So we take yoga as a dhyanam, and the maturity of dhyanam where it gives chitta prasadam or a tranquil mind. Samadhi, we don't take it as just sitting there completely motionless. That's not what we are talking about here. Samadhi is a state of mind which is tranquil, equipoised, and can resonate rhythm prajna, a mind that can reveal, understand the truth. So he's going to, but he said that to achieve this, you just have to be, Thivra Vegasana. So when you have intensity is higher, the propensity is higher, you would attain this. You just have to do Vairagya Abhyasa. I can't do. To do Vairagyam, to have dispassionate about things, I understand it, technically understand it, intellectually understand it, but I am not here ready to disown things. I'm not ready to run away from the desires. Abhyasam is difficult. I can't even walk every day in a regular time. So it is difficult for me to do this Abhyasa Vairagyam. So what's the point of me learning Samadhi Padam, understanding intellectually, but I am unable to implement it? So I am not that Devra Samveganam Asana. I'm not that Uttama Adhikari. I am dull. In that relatively I am dull. So therefore Patanjali says, okay, in that case, I will give you sadhanas. I'll give you techniques. I'll give you tool sets. To do what? Not for the yoga chitta vritti nirodham. For that you need vairagya abhyasam. There's no two words about it. But I'll give you sadhana to cultivate and nurture abhyasa vairagya ishvara pranidhanam. Because that's what the three things we need. Abhyasam we need, vairagyam we need, ishvara pranidhanam we need. Since I am unable to do that, Patanjali says, I'll convert your life into a sadhana. See, I'm not there to give up things and go and sit and meditate for 1 hour every day. I'm not retired. Even I'm retired, I babysit and I shop around. I still looking at my stocks. I'm not purely retired. Then Patanjali says, okay, then I will give you a technique where you convert your day-to-day life into a sadhana. This is beautiful. This is something that we need. Because I am not in an elevated position. I don't understand many things. But if you can give me certain techniques and tools, I can inculcate so that my everyday life becomes a sadhana. What more you can ask for? So therefore, Patanjali is going to give life as a sadhana. So he's going to start with the most important sutra, and in which he equate life to be a penance, a tapas. And he used a technical term called, may your life be endowed with Kriya Yoga. Too many words, right? I'm already not finished Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Kriya Yoga. And if I go to the internet or look at these sites and options available, there are so many branded yogas there, patented names, Shakti Yoga, Sudarshana Yoga, so many yogas are there. What is this Kriya Yoga? But Patanjali is saying this, so he's not a brand ambassador, so he's a true teacher, true master. See, therefore he talks about Kriya Yoga. Bhagavan talks about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. So Kriya and Karma looks closer to each other. So what is this? Am I learning Karma Yoga, Kriya Yoga? What is this? This doubt will come. So I'm going to give you a very cut down version of it so that practically you understand what it is. If you don't understand the veracity and the relevance of Kriya Yoga, Karma Yoga, it's very difficult to understand part 2. So what is Karma Yoga? So this word is a very popular word, phrase. And if you read some books, some teachers tell you Karma Yoga is one type of sadhana to achieve liberation. If you are an active person, choose Karma Yoga. Oh, you are an emotional person? Okay, take Bhakti Yoga. Or you are an intellectual person, you argue, discuss, debate, take Jnana Yoga. You can take any yoga you want. So like that, there are observations, statements with that. That's not what it intended to be. There's nothing redundant in what Gita says, Veda says. Even the overlaps are driving you to the path. So Karma Yoga is the very first step. For what? Not for moksha. To lead a life happily. But why it is so special? Why is it something that not everybody is becoming Karma Yogi? It's because we don't understand what is Karma Yoga actually means. Well, I know it is basically you work without expecting results, without expecting any benefit. Well, try to do that. You can't do even one thing without expecting an outcome, without expecting a benefit. Even if you feed a child, you want the child to smile at you, hug you. That principle is fine. But in practice, what is this? So the word karma itself is action. It comes from the root kar, to do. But if you look very carefully, the root also, the suffix ma in the karma, ma means when it's added to this, to be effective, to be done. Karma. What to be done is done. That is karma. That is, ma also means the mind, the knowledge. Therefore, karma, you can say, an action done knowingly. This is very important to understand. Not every action is a karma. The action that you do know that you are doing is karma. So some karmas will give you good results, some karmas gives you bad results. I own up to that karma, but I can say that only because I do it with the knowledge that I do it. I step on an ant, for example, and the ant dies. Is it a sin? I didn't know I am stepping on it. Honestly, I did not know. So it cannot be a karma. It's an action. It is the fate of this ant to die in my feet. Prarabdham for the ant. So I don't need to feel any guilt or culmination. This is something which we normally have, Sometimes we do things without knowing it. So there it is not karma. Karma is where you know it. Therefore, the mind knowledge is very important for the fact of karma. So there is an insight here, which means when I do a karma, the karma has to become a karma yoga. I don't know what karma yoga is. To make karma to karma yoga, I have to deal with two things. The thing that kar defines is the action itself. And the suffix ma defines the knowledge about the action, the approach about the action. The first part kar is what to do. The ma tells you how to do. One is the action, other one is the attitude. Therefore, every karma has got an attitude. You come to this class, you are listening now. What is the attitude? That I must learn this. I must become a mentally equipoised person. So therefore, I will put my ears and mind to it. So there is a bhavana, there's an attitude in you, and you are listening. So listening is an act. Ma is the bhavana. So karma here now is satkarma. Okay. But before we even do any action, what do? We have a goal. So you cannot do things without the purpose for it. The purpose may be a well-documented purpose, well-articulated purpose, or it's just a purpose in your mind. So you are propelled towards a goal, a lakshya. So therefore, we are going to say karma yoga requires the karma to have right attitude, right action. Therefore, it must be a right goal. So lakshya has to be a good lakshya, good purushartham. So therefore, how do I know what should be my goal? So this is where we start in life. Well, your goal is to survive and survive well and live well. Therefore, we take our action is to do what I need to do for me to survive, for me to be safe, that means I must have a place where I can dwell, I must sleep well, I must eat well. All the securities that you need, artha, the resources you need. Therefore, I do action. So I study, I go and, I work. All this are karma because I need to have this one. But they are essential karma. God is not coming into the picture. I do myself. Then I develop a taste for what I'm doing, what I'm enjoying it. Then I find some aesthetics in what I do. Well, instead of eating the same dry bread every day, let me put a jam on it. So karma comes in. Therefore, I do action with artha kama. Karma. We're doing karma. No secret there. Then we also learn the lakshya is that, okay, I don't want to eat the bread by stealing from a shop. I want to earn properly. So I want to go in a righteous way. So dharma we learn, the teachers teach. Then our karma becomes motivated by dharmartha, kama, purushartha. Karma, we are doing karma. Day in, day out, we do karma. The results we get, we enjoy the results. Nothing wrong. Sometimes we think, I learned from the Shastra, this is a boring life. I need to find something beyond this. There's something called moksha. So I must do some action for moksha. But I don't know what action to do. Nobody tells me if I do this action, I'll get liberated. So I got stuck. So when you come to moksha, I do not know the actions that I can do. Then the Shastra says, very good child, now I tell you, this is the time you should now start thinking about converting your karma into karma yoga. How do I do that? He said, if you have a lakshyam, lakshyam is not going to take you anywhere. You must do action, right? So what do you do after lakshyam? You do sadhana sankalpa. I want to pass this exam. My sadhanam is to study this text, go to the coaching class. Sankalpam is a decision that I will do. So I therefore go and study, take the classes. I reach the goal. So again, Lakshya is my responsibility. Sadhana Sankalpam is my responsibility. What sadhana to choose for Artha Kama Dharma? I learn from the world. What sadhana to choose for moksha? I need to learn from the scriptures. But I need to have a sankalpam that I have to do it. I'm still in karma, not karma yoga. Then the scriptures say, well, now you have got a well-rounded understanding. This life that you are leading, therefore, must adopt to your goals, whether it's the dharmartha, kama, or moksha. So how do you want to choose your lifestyle? What do you mean? I am a family man, and or I am a student, or I am a renunciated person. I don't know. What is it lifestyle means? It says, in a society, if you are living, a family man, a family woman, or a family dweller is the most important entity. Because you are the embodiment of dharmartha, kama, purushartha. Your lifestyle, therefore, is going to be to go towards karma yoga, to be helpful to others. Therefore, Gita says, you will have yajnam, dhanam, and tapam. Dana means giving, charity. How can I give it to charity if I can't make money? Therefore, you are allowed to go and make money. See, an apple tree can give you lots of fruits, not when it is a plant. It has to grow. The larger the tree, more the fruits are. Therefore, there is absolutely no guilt that I want to learn, work hard, make money, make my family happy, and then I want to make my community happy. That's what our Shastra says. You become a better person. Now, if you do this kind of a lifestyle, it's called prayas. With dharmartha, kama, purushartham driving you, you acquire things. Vritti marga, acquire things. Acquisition of house, property, money, knowledge, so that you can give dhanam, you can give yajnam, you can do seva. So you can do this life, many life you can do. You are start eligible to become a karma yogi. Well, I want to do this, but I want to do moksha as well. Then Shastra says you have to change your lifestyle from prayas to shreyas. It's just a couple of letters changes, P to S. How do I do that? The acquisition mindset have to change into renunciating mindset, giving away. Only if I can earn, I can give it away. So how can I give it away? I am a family man. I must do dhanam. So I must yearn to give. So I must have prayers to have a shreyas. No, if you have a shreyas overriding it, the yearning that you are making itself will be done in a renunciated way. You will not be a person going after money to acquire for your own good, but you'll be going after to acquire money to do good to others. Now, the shift that is happening from the attitude, the action is exactly the same. I still write the code, I sell my code, I'll make money. My action is exactly the same. But my approach has changed because my lifestyle has changed. Shreyas is not just, renunciation is not renunciation and going out without giving anything. Renunciation is a yoga. So this is where yoga comes in. Now I got a sankalpam. I know the Lakshya sankalpam. Now I have to do the action. Again, this is my responsibility. Nobody can do action. People say, I just pray to God, God will make me exam pass. No, you will fail. God is not going to do it. He's not going to sit and write exam for you. Prayattanam. Yattanam means effort. Prayattanam is good effort. So you have a goal, you have a sadhana sankalpam, and you do prayattanam. All this is common sense. You don't need me to tell you. This is how we've been taught. So the prayattanam brings action. That is karma. Luckily, if you know this prayers, shreyas, and good goals, we do action, we do karma, we do good karma. So we got the first equation solved, first variable solved. Karma reads right action. So our karmas have become right. So only when your karmas have become righteous, you can ever think of becoming a karma yogi. Now, once I have the karma right, I'm doing good things. How do I convert it to yoga? Bhagavan says, karma kaushalam. So in Bhagavad Gita, he says, karma yogam means karma kaushalam. Kaushalam means most elegant way of doing things, most professional way of doing things. So when you do it so elegantly, you are in the periphery of becoming karma yogi. Now, there's a lot of insight in this. It's not doing a job well. When you're doing elegantly means you want to make it the best that you could do. But to do that, you have to really put your mind to it. Now I'm doing this. I'm putting a mind to it. I'm waiting for the results. Have I become a karma yogi? Because I have done all this. I look forward to the result. No, I have done a good karma. I have not become a karma yogi. Because I'm thinking that I have done this action, I'm expecting results. Therefore, the attitude, the bhavana has not changed. The ma part, the kar part is improved. Good actions. The ma part has not changed. Why? Because every action I do is not giving the results just because of my effort. I give an example before, right? Everybody wants to win a lottery. Everybody prays to God. Everybody goes and buys the ticket. But one person wins it. Is God not giving, kindness to us? No. He has to manage your karmas. Like Arjuna, when he shoot the arrow will not hit Karna if the wind is blowing the different direction. It is not in his hand. Therefore, you must do the job that when I execute the job, let it be a good job leading to fruition. Let the ambience be good. Let every factor be good so that it leads to a good result. Therefore, God, I do it in your name. Ishwararpana. So the ma part, bhavana brings an attitude that everything I do Ishwararpanam. It's not just saying Ishwararpanam in the mind. It's actually doing it as if you are worshipping it. Because when you're worshipping it, you worship it diligently. Your job, what become worship? Yeah. So everything you do, be it cooking or cleaning the baby or bathing the baby or doing alankaram to Swami, everything becomes a worship. Ishwararpanam. Now, immediate benefit is you really don't care what the outcome is. And you know, Ishvara is such a glorious entity. It wants nothing to anybody. So if you give something, he gives you back. Therefore, the task will be leading to a good result. So therefore, whatever comes in is Ishvara Prasadam. You'll accept it. You know, and if you are diabetic and I give you a sweet, you will politely say, I'm sorry, I won't take it. I'm diabetic. I must respect it. But if I say this is Tirupati Prasad, even if you're diabetic, you'll say, oh, give it to me. It doesn't go to the mouth, it goes to your eyes. You reverentially take it. Why? Because it's Ishvara Prasadam. Even that is something which you do not want. Sweet you cannot take. The prasadam, you may not eat it. But you accept it. See, that mindset has to be there in everything we do. Every job we do in life, if it say what comes in, comes out, is Ishvara Prasadam, what happens is, excuse me, I accept it. So expectation goes away. See, expectation goes away means anxiety goes away. Pressure goes away. See, every time we do something, we do anxiety doing the work. Once finished, anxiety about the results, blood pressure, BP. The result happens, no, you are falling sick. What's the point? So I must remove the anxiety, Ishwararpanam. Acceptance, Ishvara Prasada. No. If you do this, it becomes a yoga. Now what happens is, you earn money, so you have freedom, you know. Karma Yoga is, as somebody said, it is freedom in action, not freedom from action. It is not like, you know, I am a sannyasi, I will not do this job. No, if you have a karma for you, you have to do it. But you do it without attachment. Therefore, you have freedom in action. That is Karma Yoga. Now, this is the lesson Bhagavan preaches all the time in the Bhagavad Gita from chapter 3 to chapter 18. Because this is what you need. Because he was a living example. He was a Karma Yogi. Every Jnani becomes a Karma Yogi. Every Bhakta becomes a Karma Yogi. Every entity becomes a Karma Yogi. If he exists in this world righteously, he must live like a Karma Yogi. A tree is a Karma Yogi. So if at all you want to become a yogi, you got to become a Karma Yogi. Because everything is in that. That means we change our lifestyle. Let it be prayers, not shreyas. Let us change our attitude, the bhavana. Now, if you become what happened, when you become this one, you become a Karma Yogi. And Bhagavan says, you know, in one particular thing that you have action and inaction. This is a puzzle, you know, there are a lot of paradoxical statements there in Gita and Upanishad. Action in inaction, inaction in action. Like, you know, the sun is giving light, it is giving action, but it's inaction, Karma Yogi. The mountain is not moving, but it is holding the whole plants around it. Inaction, but action. So that's why when you become a Karma Yogi, action is not a burden. When you are not doing, you're doing something good. Don't ever blame a great jnani sitting there doing penance that this guy is a lazy guy, not doing anything, he's sitting there. No, in action, he is doing action. He radiates good vibes, good knowledge. So karmanya karmaya pasyet, akarmanicha karmaya. Who sees akarma means not doing. Who's saying not doing in doing? Pasyet means who sees. In doing, he's doing not doing. You see that? He is buddhiman, manushya yukta. In the human being, he is the most elevated master. Kristana karmapriti. Kristana means teaching, flowing, doing. In everything, whatever you do, you become the best. So a karma yogi becomes the best doer of everything because he got right attitude and then right action. Okay, this is karma yoga, the masterpiece which we all should aim for. But you're going to listen to a different word from Patanjali. You're going to call it Kriya Yoga. Now, Kriya Yoga, again, is a very branded name. But let's just look at it in this context. Literally, Kriya Yoga is nothing but Karma Yoga. Synonym. But why can't you use Karma Yoga then? Now, Karma Yoga is for all karmas. And we have learned here, it's got two parts, the right action and the right attitude. But to bring right attitude also, I must do some action. See, action is everything. Everything is an action. So if I have to have right attitude, my action is to go and do the service at this temple. That's my action. But I must go with the right attitude. But so what action I should do to have right attitude? Where is it taught? Welcome to Patanjali. So Patanjali teaches the action that you should do to have the right bhavana. Okay? Now, even that action that you're doing to create right bhavana should be done as a karma yoga. Do you know what I mean? That means there also you must maintain a good attitude. Whatever comes is the Ishvara Prasadam. Therefore, Kriya Yoga is Karma Yoga, which helps you to make your attitude conducive for Karma Yoga. Now, I'll rephrase it because we are not learning Karma Yoga in Patanjali's. We're talking about the Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodham, Dhyanam, Samadhi. Therefore, the Kriya Yoga is a technique of Karma Yoga to bring our mind and action conducive for Dhyana. So this you must understand. I labor this point because this is very important. We are going to talk about Kriya Yoga in the next sutra. And then subsequent section of this Sadhana Padha, it's only expanding it, This bhavana is very important. It's not easy, have you seen this, the greyhound race? The dog will run, and then you bet on it, and then you win it. If the dog that you bet, runs fast, you win it. And this particular dog has been winning all the time, means it has got a real power and the drive to go. But is it winning because it is interested to give you money? It doesn't know it. It runs. If you look at the race, actually, when it is running, before the dog, you'll see a little rabbit, electronic rabbit will be running in high speed. So these dogs are not actually running as a race fun, they're running for capturing the food. But it's always the rabbit will run very fast. Dogs can never catch it. So we are like that. We are running for something in life. But imagine the dog catches the rabbit one day and it tries to bite it, and the teeth is broken because it is metallic rabbit. But next day you bring the dog to the race, you think it will win? The samskara will make it run maybe 200 feet. Then it'll think, why am I running? This is that. That one is, I know that rabbit is rubbish. It will stop. So that's why they will never show the rabbit to them. But we are worse than the dog. At least I am worse than the dog, because I know this rabbit I'm chasing is mechanical rabbit. I will not enjoy it. I still go. So human birth is very difficult one. It may have the knowledge to elevate. It may fall back. So I'm worse than the greyhound dog, because knowing that what I'm chasing in life is futile, I still go. I don't learn. This is why Kriya Yoga is needed. I need to really create Vairagyam, Abhyasam. So once I do this Kriya Yoga and get the Vairagya Abhyasam, then bring it on. I will take the Karma Yoga. I will become a yogi. So that is the context in which we are entering to Sadhana path. Now we recite this slogam, sutram once, and then we go to the literal meaning, and then we take the deep meaning of it. Tapah, you can say Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Tapas Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga.
Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga.
Excuse me, sorry. So he defines the word Kriya Yoga. So I have already told you, so you have very good clarity of it, Kriya Yoga. But Patanjali, in this chapter, we will not dwell deeper into each sutra, because he is actually taking the pains to define the word subsequent sutra. So we'll gradually build it. So no problem. Tapaha, first word. We see the literal meaning. Tapaha means purifying the action. Here it is very particular. Anything that is inimical, anything that is impediment, which creates problem to yoga sadhana, those actions I want to clear. So if you do something, it is called tapaha. We generally take tapaha as a penance. Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means swadhyaya. Adhyaya means studying. Swadhyaya means you study yourself, self-study, studying about the self. So that's the second literal meaning. Ishvara Pranidhanani. We saw that before. Ishvara Pranidhani. Pra means in the front, full. Ni means near. Dana means offering. Pranidhana. That's offering yourself in front of God. In other words, bringing Ishvara's presence. Ishvara Pranidhanani. Kriya Yoga. So he defines Kriya Yoga into three things. Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani. Why is he doing this? Because we said, I don't have Abhyasa Vairagya Diragatram. And he said, okay, I will convert your life actions. He defined life as an exercise, a journey of action. Therefore, your journey of action, I'll convert into a yoga of action. To do that, you need three things. Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. So tapaha means to heat, to glow, to light, to clear. So generally we take tapas means, we think about somebody with a white beard sitting there, penance, hurting himself. It is true. Tapas is to cause some inconvenience to yourself, to deprive your body with food, without food. Why I have to do it? Why should I deprive something? Because if you are making your embodiments in boga, all the time enjoying it, the boga leads to alasyam. Tamas comes in. If you take a food, when I eat some food, it's got a gross part, and there's a subtle part, there's a nutrient part. And there's a gunas, there's a very, very subtle part there. So in terms of quantity, the gross part is very high, tamasic. The nutrient part is very small, maybe a few grams of protein, that is rajasic. The underlying rasam is sattvic, very small. So when you have more food, more gross happens, more tamas happens, more alasim happens. So therefore, getting rid of this food and making it starving is tapas. But here talking about the action, right? Life is an action, journey of action. How do we connect tapas to this? So action is what? There are only three ways you can do actions. You can do indefinite actions in life, but you will do only in three ways. What are the three ways? Three means either you do with your body, or you do with your words, or with your mind. Now, this is no rocket science, right? Well, if I do something, I do it. So when you say body, you can say my body includes my mouth. Therefore, my speaking also my body. Thinking also within me. So I think when I do bodily action, it covers everything. Perfect. This is called kayaka. Kaya means body, embodiment. Kayika karma means all the karmas, you already know what is karma is, right? Kara is to action, ma is the knowing that you're doing the action. Kayika karma is anything that you do with your body is an action. Body means body, mind, word. So it is the whole thing. Now he is going to make the kayika karma to be a tapas. That means the action becomes a purifying action. Sometimes I don't do physically. I'm sitting there on a Zoom, or I send a message. Message also an action. Or I send a text, or I make a voice call to cause hurt. For example, I done a karma, bad karma in this case. I'm not physically there. My work, it's wrong karma, vachika. So verbal action. So sometimes I may not be physically present, but my words can hurt you, or words can create good things. So words action, verbal action. But verbal action is not without mind. Therefore, vak karyam is also vak and manas karyam together. So kayena vacha manasendriya. Third one, I'm not saying anything, I'm not doing anything. I'm just thinking in my mind. That's an action. This is a very important point. I don't do any harm to you. I don't say anything bad to you. But all the time in my mind, I'm cursing you. I'm doing a bad karma. So manasa karma. So that's also tapas. Therefore, when I do tapas, I must do tapas for my kayika karma, the whole body action. For simplicity's sake, because we're going to talk about the manasam and vachikam, we can take the kayika karma as a physical action, okay? Physical action. So I must need tapas in the physical action. So here tapas is physical action. Swadhyayam is vachikam, verbal action. Ishvara pranidhanani is manas action. So he is saying, giving three ways to convert these three into tapas. Of course, Bhagavan says in Gita, Dev Vijaguru Prajna Pujana Shaucham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. Uchyate means is being named, known. What is known? Shariram Tapa. Shariram Tapa means tapas in the body. Kaika, the kaika action I want to make into tapas. What do you have to do? It gives 4 things. Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujana. This is in chapter 17 in Gita. He's giving an action, physical action, not the verbal or the mind, physical action. I want to convert my physical action to tapas. What Gita says, Deva Pujana. Worship the gods. Dvija Pujana. Dvija means who is born, twice born. See, in those days, everybody is considered to be born twice. When you go through a ritual, the ritual is called Dvijam. You become a new birth. You know, like what you call it in Christianity, they call it they have ritual as well. So when you, in our ritual, you do the thread, you do the holy thread. Everybody used to wear, men, women, all things, no caste, no nothing. You all wear the thread. The thread used to say, look, I have taken the 3 threads, there'll be 3 threads there, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunas, and they have a knot there. So it's a Grandhi there. So I'm going to take control my gunas. What is, for what? Control my bhavana. Gunas are the bhavanas, the root cause. I'm going to control all of them with this. So in my, whatever life I choose hereafter, I will follow this karma yoga part. Then they ask you, okay, what is the lifestyle you're going to follow? Raise the hand, prayers. Okay, good. What is that your life you're going to do? Well, I'm a very great person. I want to protect everybody. Okay, go and become a Kshatriya. Do admin job. Do protection job. Use security guards. You become king. But mind you, you must protect everybody else, even at the cost of your life. Yes, I will sacrifice my life. I protect others. Okay, you are the greatest. So you enjoy life. We worship you as a king, Kshatriya. Go. Then other part says, look, I will do trading. I will produce stuff. I will create food. I will exchange money. Okay, go do all that. Vaishya. Then there are this. Well, I am very interested in Shreyas, not Prayas. I want to go towards moksha. Okay, go lead a single life, simple life, and teach whatever you learn to others. You become a Brahmana. Go. And rest of us sitting there, well, I really don't know what I have to do. I just don't understand. I just want to be happy. Okay, you are good for everybody. You are the essence of the whole society. You are Shudra. Like a Shudra with thread, or the arm. Fundamental. You help everybody. You help the Brahmins, help the Kshatriya, help the Vaisyas. Anytime you can be anybody, but your choice. But since you're not taken it right now, you're not a Dvija. You're not taken that step. You want to think about it. Okay, think about it until you think, serve others. So here he says, Dvija Pujana. You worship that person who has taken the second birth, that means committed to take a particular path in life. And if he lives, many people translate this to worship the Brahmins. My suggestion will be, take it as worship anybody who leads a life as they're supposed to lead. If you are a great king, if you are a great merchant, if you're a great business person who would live according to the rules, worship them. So here the importance is worshipping. Of course, you worship the Guru Pujana, Prajna Pujana. There may be many people who got the prajna, who got the knowledge, reverential people, worship them. So you worship them. By worshipping, you get the obedience, sincerity. This is a bodily action. Then he says, Shaucham. Shaucham means clean yourself. This is a bodily action, right? Your physical body, clean your body. Don't live like a pig, every day have a bath, 3 times a bath, 4 times a bath, whatever time you need to be fresh, always fresh. Because when you have, sometimes yogis take a cold water bath. 4 o'clock, in Rishikesh, you can see this sannyasis come, they take bath at 4:30 in the morning, and the Ganges is freezing cold. Clean as well as tapas. Shauch. Of course, we can apply this to mind as well, but here we're talking about the physical part. Arjavam. Arjavam means, it's a beautiful word. Arjavam means simple life. Be very simple. Don't put ads about it. And you become very simple because, you already learned that I have the right to lakshya, right to sadhana sankalpa, right to prayatna. My right stops there. Therefore, you become a very simple person. So you live a very simple life. Arjavam. Brahmacharyam. Brahmacharyam generally means celibacy. How can I be a celibate when you are a grahastha? So here celibacy means unadulterated views. You enjoy what you are allowed to enjoy. Dampathyam is also a very approved, scripturally, very reverential relationship. So therefore, brahmacharyam here, literally you can take, that means I cannot go beyond the brahmacharya stage. No, it's not that. Here brahmacharya means acharya. Acharya is the one who follow the discipline. Brahma acharya. Your focus is only on Brahma Vidya. So you always focus on Brahma Jnana. Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. So here he talks about the physical non-violence. So you don't do non-violent things. No, don't do violent things. So if you do all this, this is Shariram Cha Patyade. Okay. Swadhyaya. So Bhagavan also says in the second token, Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Prekitam Cha. Swadhyaya, you got 2 ways you can say. Self-study, studying about the self. But more important is your work has to be pure. Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. What does it mean? Satyam Bruyat. So you always speak the truth. Priyam Bruyat. You speak with pleasantness. Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. That means this is Manusmriti. Even if you have the truth to say, if you say it is going to be unpleasant to somebody else, don't say it. This is the most important moral code that we should follow. Sometimes we say, well, you didn't sing very well. Or this is not Kalyani. You are wrong. You are right. The person was thinking Kalyani, but you are singing Bhairavi or whatever. You know it more than the person. But you don't say that. Because that hurts. So it's very important how you handle Satyam. It's like a knife. So Priyam is very important. Okay, then should I therefore say, oh, you sang very well this Kalyani Raga. Should I lie to them? No. Priyamcha non-ritam pruyat. Even when you say loving words, don't tell false things. You can say you sang very well. Yeah, you sang very well. Then when the time is right, then you can talk about the truth. This is common sense, right? But sometimes we don't think of it, we just say it out. Then we think, oh, I made a real mistake. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. It's a fact, I told you, because I am a very honest person, you see. Now we say this. I'm a very honest person. I can't keep it in the mind. Don't feel hurt. We hurt them and we said, don't feel hurt. What's the point? That's not honesty. Na bruyat satyam apriyam. Bhagavan says the same thing. Anudvega karam. Anudvega means that which causes distress. Don't do anything that causes distress. That vakyam. Never say that. Say the satyam. Priyam kitam cha. So once you see what happened is, this is another important secret. Also, it will make you fearful of how to handle it, right? Satyam is such a powerful thing. If you think Satyam, speak Satyam, conduct life in Satyam, then what happens is, whatever that you do, whatever you say, becomes Satyam. That is why we say, please don't abuse a learned seer. And if you say something, it may come true. Because Satyam there, so whatever the person says, thinks, has to become Satyam. See how dangerous it is if you don't handle it well. So if I am doing all the puja, if I'm doing all the good things, a little bit of Satyam is there in me, but because of my samskara, my poor training, and if I think bad for somebody, just thinking, it will cause badness, grief to them. It becomes a papam to me. So you have to be very careful. That's the reason why you control. Don't say words. So tongue is a double-edged sword, It's both the jnanendriyam and karmendriyam. There's no excuse that I did not think about it. If you not think about it, you've not done Kriya Yoga. This is what Kriya Yoga comes in. Kriya Yoga means tapas in your tongue. How I am controlling my tongue. Ishvara pranidhanani. Again, Bhagavan says in the 7th chapter, Manaha prasadaha, Somyatvam, Maunam, Atma vinigraha, Bhava samchushtadi. Iti etat tapo manasam uchate. Manasam uchate. Manasa tapas. Tapas in the mind is mana prasadaha. Mana prasadaha means chitta prasadam. Clarity of mind. Effulgence of the mind. Purity of the mind. So you must have purity of mind. Somyatvam. Somya means gentleness, elegance, enchanting, comforting. Somya is such a beautiful quality, Somya. So Somyatam, so you have Somyatam. So whenever you look at an elephant, for example, it's a huge, powerful creature, right? But you see them, when you go there, you feel like hugging them, right? Somyatam. Lord Ganesha is called Somya. That's why you can take Ganesha Chaturthi, you can create with clay or whatever you create Ganesha in any form. It doesn't matter, any form. It'll look beautiful. It's Somya. So you have to have, see, all this you don't need a great exercise, You can implement it tomorrow, now. I'll be very comforting. I'll be like an elephant, not in size, but in comfort. Anybody who comes to me should feel like, be with me. I'm comforting. Priyam vada, satyam vada. Maunam. Tapas. So you do everything is tapas here. Kaya tapas, here manasika tapas. Maunam is like a vachikam, right? But how you say in mind? Should it come in the vachika tapas? Because we take maunam is non-verbal posture. That's just one part of it. Maunam is maunamari. It's silence is an eloquence of learned people. It is having a tranquil mind, subsiding thoughts. Chitta vritti nirodham. Of course, we are not there, at least effort. You becoming an observer. See, I can't keep my mouth shut, you say, right? Every time in a meeting, you are the first one to talk, last one to finish. That's fine. But you have the ability to keep quiet. The witness is when you go to the movie. You go to the movie in a theater, you sit there. The 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Even the movie, you don't like it, you may fall asleep, you will not make any noise. Why? You know the decorum, you know the conditions. So imagine you are able to apply that technique. See, I give another insight here. Maunam is a very essential tool, art of living in your day-to-day life, in all the negotiating skills, in all the managerial interactions, colleagues discussion, uncomfortable situations with relatives, friends. Maunam is a space in time in which you don't pollute anything, in thought, in action, in words. In a tough negotiating situation, when you pause for a minute, the other person, if he's not a Kriya Yogi, if he's not understanding all this, he will pollute this space, he will talk, he will make, more he talks, more he reveals his nature, more he reveals his weakness. You see? Now, I'm not saying this to use it to somehow deceive people. No, not that. Use it to defend yourself in situation where it becomes problem to your yoga. And also you're going to learn that, because in sadhana, Maunam is going to be a technique to get Vashikaram. Maunam is what? You don't speak. When you don't speak, thoughts rumble. See, when you speak, thoughts don't rumble, because the thoughts are helping this energy coming out the prana. When you keep quiet, thoughts rumble. So you observe the thought. I already told you, mind is very shy. When you look at it, it keeps quiet, right? So when you observe it, it goes down. So Maunam is that. So Maunam, we are going to learn all this in great detail here. Atma Vinigraha. Atma Vinigraha. Vinigraha means regulation, control. Here the Atma is not the Atma, Atma-jnana. This Atma is your self, your ego, your egoity, your Jivatma Bodham, your Ahankaram. Keep the Ahankaram in control. Bhava Samshuddhi. Bhava Samshuddhi means purity. Shuddham, Samshuddham, excellently pure. But your bhava, bhava means your purpose. Here you must take as a purpose. The action's purpose has to be supremely good. This is very important. Any action that is supremely good, even if it is not done, it is good. Even if it is half done, it is good. Because the motive is good. Why? Because every action, God is coming to help you. Because He is the one finisher. I'm the starter, He's the finisher. So if I start a good purpose, God will finish. That's why I have no problem starting many good things. Of course, I want to finish it. So this is the insight of it. Etatapo manasam uchite. So I think I will stop it here. So let's take the Shanti Padam. Om Ashadoma Shatgamaya. Amashoma Jyotirgamaya. Nityoma Amridam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tatsat.